Hey guys, so I'm going to make a video going over how to edit content in Squarespace. It's pretty straightforward, it's fairly easy to do, so we'll just get right into that. I'm logged in on Chrome, so I'll go in there. Oops, let's see, I'm right here. So, I'm in the back end of my site here. You can see the left-hand menu. If I want to edit my site, I can click here. I'm on my contact form currently, but I can go back to the work page, which is the home page. And let's go ahead and click edit. Okay, so let's say we want to add text to this page. Basically, this page is made up of sections, and we can add sections very easily by clicking on add section. It'll put it on top of the current section that's there, or on the bottom, depending on where you're at, but easy enough to add a section. You can add blocks to your sections, so the blocks go inside of sections, and there's quite a few things that you can do with blocks. But if you edit your section, you can just go in here and you can see all the different options that you have. You can make the height small, medium, large. I'd say it probably looks a little better small. You can change the gaps, you can change to fit screen or not. Some of that I would leave alone, but the height is probably maybe something you'll be using more. The divider, you can choose your divider here. Turn that on again. And you can change the shape of your divider sometimes if you have a divider section, which I think this one is. You can change, you can do a magic mix-up, I think, here, but you can also like change it here, the shape of the divider. And the height and the width, you can flip it and whatnot. Change the alignment using the slider here. So there's quite a few things with each of your sections that you can go in and edit. You can change the stroke to a dotted stroke. You can change the color of the stroke, the thickness of the stroke. So if I wanted to make this thicker, you can see that what that does there. Small, medium, large. I think you can also change the thickness here manually. So there's actually quite a bit of control there. Jet background color, you can change that. Or actually background, you can make a video, an image, or art of some sort. But also can change the color here. And it will bring up your theme colors that you have. So mine are down here already for my theme. And you can go into the site styles to find the theme editor, I believe. We kind of went over that in the last video. But let's say I scroll down. I already did this in class earlier, so I'll remove this so I can start over again. Let's say I want to add a section, and maybe just like a blank section for now. And I can always edit my section. I can change the color in the background. Maybe I don't like this color. Maybe I want it a little darker. Click off there. We can move it around by going up and down. We can copy it, remove it there. But let's add a block to our section, and let's add a text box or text block. So as you can see, there's a lot of different blocks. Newsletter, forms, accordion block, which is one of those ones you click on and it opens up, expands. There's a scrolling block, which was really cool to play with. Calendar, chart, things like that, social links, and just keep scrolling down, there's more. But we're going to keep it pretty simple. We're going to add a text block here. So we can just start typing in there. Maybe I want to make this an H2. Kind of depends. If I need to make it wider, I can. And when you click and hold it down, you will see a grid, which is kind of cool. I'm going to leave this paragraph 2. But we can also add in, change colors and alignments and bulleted lists and whatnot here. If we need to delete it, we can. So that's kind of how you would add your text. And if you ever need to move it around, you can just click it, drag it around, and you'll get that little, I don't know, what is it, grid that shows up, which is kind of cool. Add block. Let's add in an image. I can move it over here maybe, or maybe I want it here, but I want my text over here. And you can see the middle of the page shows up as a blue line, which is kind of nice. But we can make this image bigger if we want to. I can make it quite a bit bigger. Maybe I want it like that. And then if I want to add, I can upload. from a file from my computer, I can search from the library and browse stock images. It is connected to Unsplash, I believe. So if you want to use Unsplash images, they are available to you. But let's upload a file from my computer. I think I have my headshot here. So this is basically kind of like the section that you'll have on your website that is kind of like the About Me, and you might put this on its own page. I'm putting it on my home page, but maybe you'd make your own page for this. So if you double click on it, or you can go to edit with the icon, like if I just click here and do this, get the same thing. You can double click too though. And you can move this little dot around to change the crop on it. Of course, you know, it's not doing much here, but let's see if we edit this. We can change the, you know, contrast, saturation, blur, highlights, shadows of the image. We can crop it differently. We can change the aspect ratio a little bit, and I think this might be a little closer to what we have. And then, yeah, save that. Save. And I think that might fit in that box a little bit better, yeah. And I can kind of move it. Actually, that's not going to do much if I move that around, but sometimes this little dot makes a difference. Design, we can fill. You can change your shape too, which is really cool. There's all sorts of different shapes. So if you go to shape, you can, I kind of liked this one, but there's all sorts of different shapes that you can play with. I really like that. Also, I think if you go in here, you can change, like, I don't know what this is. Oh, okay, so these are a little different. Not quite sure what I think the aspect ratio of this one is more of a square, and then this one's 2:3, so it's taller, and this one's wider. So it just kind of depends on the shape of your image too. You know, you can stretch it if you need to. I don't think that looks very good, but there's a couple other options for images. And you can add your alt text here. This is important. Something like that, and then save. So with Squarespace, there's a lot of save, you know, there's save buttons. I wasn't always saving, and it seemed like it did a pretty good job of saving it anyway, which was good. So if you do forget to hit save, I think there is a bit of a safeguard there for you, but try to hit save as much as you can, I guess, just so you don't lose any of your work. Okay, so let's see, let's add a button. So click add block, go to button. That automatically kind of puts one in there for you. I'm going to move it over here. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. It's easy enough to just grab it and drag it out, edit it, and we can change the button text. You know, maybe I'll make it a resume, and then I can have this open in a new window, and then I can have it linked to a file, or a page, or a web address, or I believe an email, phone, but we want to make this go to a file. I already uploaded one of my CV. This is probably in my media that I already have for the back end of the website, but if I need to upload my CV, which is my resume, I can upload that here, but I already have it, so I'm just going to do that, push save. And now that should link to my resume PDF file that I downloaded, or that I made from, I think I made it in Word and made a PDF for my resume so that I could use it to link through a button on my webpage. So that is something I'd like you to do in possibly in an about section. Obviously, you would probably be saying something about yourself as an artist and a person and what your interests are, what your strengths are. Not talking about weaknesses, obviously, too much. Obviously, you want to just kind of talk yourself up a little bit. The design of your button, there is a primary, secondary, and tertiary button style. You can edit your button styles if you need to there, but yeah, so that should do. And actually, if I click on this, if I save, and I go to preview this site, if I exit, and if I preview this, I believe it should download or open up a new window with my CV in it. So that's pretty cool. So I suggest doing that, something similar to that with an about section with your image, some text explaining you, and a resume button, hopefully connecting to a PDF of your resume. Another thing I want to show you, I'm going to go back into edit here. I do want to show you how to edit the site header. So you click on that, go to your header, you edit that. Site title and logo are in here, so you can add your site title if you haven't already. You can, add in a logo image here. You can set a logo height. When I first brought this in, it was teeny tiny and it didn't look quite right, so I had to make it a little bit bigger. Max mobile logo height, probably, don't want it to get too big on the mobile, so maybe something like that. You can add in a separate, more simplified logo image. Like if I wanted to, I could cut off design and just have the MW icon and no word down here for my mobile logo, but I didn't do that, but I could have, just for a more simplified logo, and maybe I would use that for my favicon as well, eventually, as long as they don't charge for favicon. I don't think they do, but they might have changed that. Elements, button, so you can add buttons to your header, you can add social links to your header if you want to. Cart, the language switch, I'm not quite sure what this is. I think it's a little bit more complicated. I'm not going to go into that. The style of your background on your logo, you can go with a different gradient. I'm just going to go with the theme, but you can go dynamic, solid, so it will change the look of it a little bit through style here. If we go back and we go to desktop, if you go to the desktop, you can change the header layout for desktop. So if I want to switch around where my logo's at, or where my nav is, I kind of like the traditional one that I had before. I think it was this one, maybe it was that one. But anyway, I kind of like the logo on the left, but obviously you should go with whatever one you like. So, but you can change that, and you can also change the header layout in the mobile view as well. So you can change it, whatever you think looks good. I kind of like it like that, maybe, I don't know. Go back to the global settings again. You can do a fixed position nav, fixed header style, basic, scroll back. So yeah, we kind of went through all of these, and then if you go in here, there's some other things like the height of it you can change, which is kind of nice actually. Sometimes it's too tall. Link spacing on the nav you can change. Element spacings you can change for both mobile and so yeah. And this is for the overlay menu, which is the menu that shows up. You get a few options. So you can change those up if you want. I think I'll keep it centered, maybe. Yeah. And go back. This is on the mobile, but yeah, and then you can do other things here. They're making these look a little different. Sometimes it's a plus. So anyway, yeah, you can do thickness on that. So there's options here for the mobile, desktop, and global settings on your header. So I would suggest going in there, editing that, getting it looking the way you want for all of those. And yeah, that's about it for this video. We'll just push save to save our changes. I will go over how to add a blog page and get your contact form working, which I think are going to be the pretty easy processes. So but yeah, hopefully this is a helpful video for you guys. All right, talk to you later.